Let me ask you something. You got upset at your cat today. Maybe they knocked over your glass of water. Maybe they scratched up the doorframe. You scolded them, and they just stared at you, unblinking, silent. And then something happened. Something small. Something you almost missed entirely. And here's the uncomfortable truth that most cat owners never find out. That moment you almost missed, it might have been your cat's way of saying they were sorry. But because no one ever taught you what to look for, you didn't see it. And your cat, this creature who cannot speak in words, was left with an apology that never landed. There are over 370 million pet cats in the world, and the vast majority of their owners believe the same myth, that cats simply don't care, that they feel no remorse, no attachment, and no desire to repair broken bonds. But the science says something very different. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through 9 specific, science-backed signals that your cat uses to make things right with you after conflict, signals hiding in plain sight every single day. Before we dive in, if you love cats and want to understand them on a deeper level, hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell. We post new videos every week unpacking the hidden world of animal behavior and the science of the human-animal bond. All right, let's start from the very beginning. Here's where we have to get honest for a second, because the truth about cats and apologies is more nuanced than you might want to hear. Cats do not experience guilt the way humans do. Research from the 2024 American Association of Feline Practitioners confirms that cats lack what scientists call a reconciliation repertoire, the built-in behavioral system that primates, horses, and dogs use to actively repair damaged relationships. So does that mean your cat feels nothing after conflict? Absolutely not. What cats do feel is something equally powerful: attachment stress. When their bond with you, their primary social anchor, feels threatened, their nervous system reacts, their cortisol spikes, their amygdala, the emotional processing center of the brain, lights up. The difference is they're not replaying what they did wrong in their minds. They're reacting to you, to the shift in your energy, to the tension in the room. And everything they do next is aimed at one goal: getting the relationship back to a place that feels safe. Understanding this distinction changes everything, because once you stop waiting for your cat to act guilty and start looking for the signs that they want to reconnect, you'll realize these signals were happening around you the whole time. Most people know cats purr when they're happy, but here's something that almost no one talks about. Cats also purr during and after conflict, and it sounds different. In a 2009 study published in Current Biology, researchers at the University of Sussex discovered what they called a solicitation purr. Embedded inside it is a high-frequency cry, similar to a baby's cry, that operates at around 380 hertz. This frequency is almost impossible for humans to consciously ignore. It bypasses your rational mind and goes straight for your nurturing instincts. When your cat senses that you're upset with them, they may start this peace purr, not because they're comfortable, but because they're trying to shift your emotional state. They're not faking it. This is a deep-wired survival mechanism, refined over thousands of years of living alongside humans. Your cat figured out how to speak directly to the part of your brain that softens, that calms down, that forgives. When you hear this kind of purring after a conflict, don't dismiss it. Your cat is essentially saying, "Please, let's be okay again." Here's one that most cat owners walk right past. After scolding your cat, watch their ears. In the moment of tension, they'll flatten, pressed sideways or backward, a classic fear and submission signal. But if your cat is trying to repair the bond with you, something specific happens next. The ears don't stay flat. They slowly rotate forward again, while the cat remains still and continues to face you. That forward rotation is a deliberate reset. It's your cat signaling, "I'm not threatened anymore. The danger is gone. Can we go back to normal?" According to veterinary behaviorist Dr. Karen Overall, ear position is one of the most honest indicators of a cat's emotional stat. Precisely because cats have 32 muscles controlling each ear and cannot fully fake the signals those muscles send. That ear reset after conflict isn't accidental. It's your cat choosing to show you they've stood down, that they're ready to come back to you. The question is, are you ready to receive it? If you have a cat, you've seen this 100 times and probably never thought much about it. Your cat walks toward you with their tail straight up in the air, the tip slightly curled like a question mark. In everyday interactions, this is a friendly greeting. Hi, I'm happy to see you. But when it happens specifically after conflict, after tension, after you've raised your voice or expressed frustration, the meaning carries enormous weight. Research published in the journal Behavioral Processes found that a vertical tail posture is one of the primary social approach signals between bonded cats. When your cat extends this to you after conflict, they are deliberately choosing to approach you in the most non-threatening, open way they know how. They're saying, I'm coming toward you not as a rival, not as something to fear, but as someone who belongs with you. The curled tip adds even more warmth. It's the feline equivalent of extending an open hand. And if you walk away or ignore it, your cat registers that as rejection. Cats are hunters. They are solitary, self-reliant predators who do not naturally share resources. So when a cat picks up their favorite toy, they carry everywhere, the one they guard when sleeping, and brings it to you after a period of conflict, understand what that represents. Animal behaviorists describe this as a reconciliation offering, a behavior documented across multiple social species. The cat isn't asking you to play. They're doing something far more profound. They are taking the object that brings them the most comfort and placing it at your feet, because in their logic, what comforts them might comfort you too. It's a cross-species act of empathy. It's imperfect, because they can't fully understand your emotional world the way another human might, but they're trying with what they have. And if you've ever tossed that toy aside without acknowledging it, without giving your cat even a moment of recognition, you may have dismissed the bravest apology they knew how to make. Next time, pick it up. Meet their eyes. Give them a slow blink. Let them know it landed. There's a very specific way your cat will move toward you after conflict that looks completely different from their normal walk. Instead of their usual confident stride, they'll lower their body, sometimes almost pressing their belly toward the ground, with their head held down and their steps slow and measured. Their eyes will be slightly softened, their tail low, but not tucked. This is not fear. Fear makes cats run. This posture, this deliberate shrinking, is something entirely different. Feline behaviorists call this an appeasement. An appeasement signal, a posture that communicates, I am making myself smaller because I don't want there to be a fight. I am not a threat to you. It's the cat equivalent of bowing your head, of lowering your voice, of approaching someone you hurt with humility rather than bravado. The key detail that separates reconciliation from fear is forward movement. A fearful cat retreats. A reconciling cat, despite the discomfort, despite the risk, moves toward you. That tiny courage shouldn't go unnoticed. Hey, real quick before we continue. If you're learning something new about your cat today, take 2 seconds and tap the like button. It helps more cat owners find this video. And honestly, it might change the relationship they have with their cat forever. And if you're not subscribed yet, do it now. We're about to get into the 4 remaining signals, and one of them is the one most owners actually punish their cats for. You don't want to miss it. All right, let's keep going. Kneading, that rhythmic pushing of the paws into a soft surface, is one of the most deeply rooted behaviors a cat has. It begins at birth. Kittens need their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. As they grow, they keep doing it, but the meaning evolves. Adult cats need when they feel safe, when they feel anchored, when they are in the presence of someone who represents comfort and security at the most primal level. So when your cat starts kneading near you, on your lap, on the couch beside you, on anything that carries your scent, after a conflict, what they're doing is reaching back to the earliest, safest feeling they have ever known and connecting it to you. They are choosing to rebuild safety with you. They're not doing it for you, they're doing it with you. They need you to be part of that moment. And if you respond by gently placing your hand near them or simply staying still and calm, you're telling them, yes, we're safe again. Here's a sound that most cat owners have heard but never thought to decode. It's not a meow, it's not a hiss. It's a soft, rolling, bird-like trill, or sometimes a quick chirp. And unlike a meow, which cats have developed specifically to communicate with humans, a trill is different. Cats trill with other cats they care about. Mother cats trill to call at kittens. Cats trill to greet someone they have a secure attachment to. It is, in the world of feline communication, an intimate sound, an insight voice reserved for close relationships. When your cat produces this sound after conflict, when they trot up to you with that rolling chirp, they are not performing. They are accessing one of the most genuine sounds in their emotional vocabulary. They're saying, "You're still mine. I'm still yours." If you respond by mimicking the trill back, yes, just try it, or by softening your voice and speaking gently, many cats will immediately relax. The loop closes, the tension dissolves, because the connection was never really broken. They just needed to confirm you still wanted it too. This is the apology signal I told you about, the one that looks almost human. And it is the one most owners completely miss because it asks nothing of you. It makes no noise, it demands no attention. It just exists. After tension between you and your cat, you may notice them appear wherever you are, sleeping at the foot of the bed when they usually sleep elsewhere, settling on the floor near your desk, sitting just inside the doorway of the room you're in. This is called proximity maintenance, a conflict resolution strategy also documented in bonded primates. Rather than forcing physical contact or vocalizing loudly, the individual simply reduces the distance and remains. They're saying, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. I'll wait for you to be ready." The most extraordinary thing about a cat who does this? They could walk away. Cats are perfectly capable of being alone and content. The fact that they are choosing, deliberately, to stay near you when things feel unresolved, that is not indifference. That is loyalty, expressed in the quietest possible way. This is the one. The signal I promised you was the one most owners accidentally punish their cat for, and now you'll understand why. When your cat approaches you and begins to lick your hand, your wrist, your chin, right after tension, right after conflict, most people do one of two things. They either pull away because it feels unexpected, or they start moving around, patting the cat, which breaks the cat's concentration and actually disrupts the entire thing the cat is trying to do. Here's what's actually happening. In feline social colonies, mutual grooming, called allogrooming, is one of the primary tools for conflict resolution. Research from the University of Vienna found that allogrooming between bonded cats reduces cortisol stress hormone levels in both cats involved by up to 40%. It is physiological repair. Your cat isn't just being affectionate when they lick your hand after a fight. They are literally attempting to regulate their own nervous system by performing a behavior that, in their world, heals broken bonds. They are including you in a ritual that says, "We are bonded. We are safe. We are still the same group we were before." So what's the right response? Be still. Don't pull away. Don't flood them with return affection all at once. Just let it happen. Lower your shoulders. Breathe out slowly. Let your cat complete the ritual. You'll often notice them pause, look up at you, and then settle, as if they've just exhaled a breath they'd been holding since the conflict began. Because in a very real sense, they have. Now that you know the 9 signals, here's the most important part: what to do when you see them. Because how you respond in that moment shapes everything about how safe your cat feels reaching out to you in the future. Step 1. Be still. When your cat initiates repair, stop what you're doing. Don't make sudden movements. Don't reach out immediately. Just slow down. Step 2. Soften your body language. Drop your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Angle your body slightly away, not as rejection, but as non-threat. In cat language, a direct face-forward posture reads as confrontational. A soft, slightly angled stance reads as safe. Step 3. Give a slow blink. Close your eyes slowly, hold them shut for a beat, then open slowly. This is the most powerful signal you can give your cat that says, "I am not a threat. I am calm. I am yours." And if you want to go a step further, if you're the one who raised your voice and you want your cat to know you're sorry, here's how to apologize in a language they actually understand. Give them space immediately after the conflict. Don't chase them or force contact. When they're calm, Approach slowly from their side, never head on. Sit on the floor to bring yourself to their level. Extend one slow blink. Offer your hand at their nose level and wait for them to come to you. That sequence, space, approach, slow blink, offer, is the closest thing to a genuine apology your cat can receive. Cats have spent roughly 10,000 years learning to live alongside humans. They didn't evolve to bark commands or beg for attention. They evolved to communicate in the subtlest, most layered way possible, in the language of presence, of proximity, of small, deliberate gestures that only someone paying attention will ever catch. The reset ears, the tail-up greeting, the gift offering, the shrinking posture, the kneading ritual, the trill, the proximity sleep, and the grooming invitation. 9 ways your cat reaches across the silence after conflict and says, in their own wordless vocabulary, "I still choose you." The real question was never whether your cat feels something when things go wrong between you. The real question was whether you were listening in the right language. Now you are. And I hope the next time you see one of these signals, the next time your cat walks toward you low and slow, or settles just a little closer than usual, or starts to purr in that soft, aching way, I hope you stop, and you recognize it, and you let them know it landed. If this video made you see your cat differently today, if it opened your eyes to something you were missing, please do one thing for me right now. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with a cat owner in your life who needs to hear this, because there might be a little cat out there right now trying to say sorry, and nobody in their home knows how to see it. I'll see you in the next one.